I'm sorry, I'm singing the boom shaka mama. That was, of course, the Oak Ridge Boys singing the signature hit Elvira, and they're launching a new album today entitled It's Only Natural. And we'll be talking to the Oak Ridge Boys tomorrow right here on New Mexico Style. You don't want to miss it. But right now, we are talking to a very good friend of the show, Skip Cowan of the Focus Foundation, and we're talking to him once again about managing personal debt. Good morning, Skip.
Good morning, Nikki. How are you?
I'm okay. As I told you last night, as I was paying all my bills after getting my paycheck, I thought, thank goodness Skip is here tomorrow. Being in debt, I mean, it seems to be the American way. But,
it seems to be.
You know, you say that we can make debt actually work in our favor. How is that possible?
Well, it really is a matter of looking at the debt in two ways. There is bad debt, of course.
Yes.
And then there's what some people claim to be good debt.
Okay, what's the difference?
Well, for example, bad debt would be credit card debt, all right, that you're paying a lot of interest on. Do you know that the average American family has about almost $11,000 on credit cards?
The average?
The average. That's the average. So that means there's some folks that have, what, 20, 30,000 bucks probably.
Yes.
And a lot of those folks are paying the default rate of interest.
Okay, what's the default rate?
Well, it means that you've missed a payment, you're 30 days late on a payment.
Okay.
And it goes to the default rate. In some cases, you're looking at 29, even 31%.
Oh my goodness.
When you do that math and you look at how far that goes, my gosh, it's staggering. Now, if you start looking at some debt is good, borrowing for your education, even though we've had some questions about that, but it's a matter of not borrowing too much.
Right, right.
Borrowing for a home is usually pretty good, as long as you know you can pay it back.
Right, and because you're kind of borrowing on something that will bring you a return.
Well, exactly, exactly.
Well, and as we look at the screen, I mean, what are we looking at right now on the screen right here?
Well, so we've talked about the first three really, but get a handle on spending, I think, is something we should talk about as well.
Yeah, please do. Please.
A lot of people spend thousands of dollars on stuff they don't even know what they've done it. I mean, like, for example, well, if, for example, you buy a $4 latte, mocha, caramel, whatever, schmuck on top.
Ultra grande.
Right. If you buy that every day for $4, yeah, that's what, 20 bucks a week. Next thing you know, you've spent several hundred, and if you add it up, it's thousands. So here's what I suggest. Make a list of what you buy for a month, just for a month. Okay. Write down everything you buy every day.
So literally keep a little mini journal or something with you? Yeah. Because I do the diet soda refills with the big gulps. I mean, that adds up.
Just write it down, whatever it was. Okay. Keep track of it, add it up at the end of the month, and ask yourself the question, do I really need this? Is this something that makes sense to me? Right, If it does, fine, go ahead and do it. Okay. And as I've always said before, if you can afford it, what the heck, right?
Exactly.
But if you're finding that you're short at the end of the month, or you're not saving as much money as you'd like to, that list will help you do it.
That's a great idea. Well, so that's one way to get a handle on our spending.
I think so. Let's take a look at the next slide. If we can, we'll take a look at the next list. This is really great. Okay. Pay off your highest rates first. Now, we talked about people that have this $10,000 in credit card debt. Yes. Some of that may be at the default rate. Okay. But some of it may be at 8 or 9%. Right. Which one should you pay off first?
The bigger one.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Sure, yeah. But get it out of the way.
Get it done first. So make the minimum payments on the debt that has low interest rates. Okay. Make the maximum payment on the debt that has the higher interest rates and pay that off first.
So if you have, like for me, I have two credit cards. One has higher interest, one has lower. So you would say go to the higher one first, pay that one off first.
Every time.
That makes sense. I don't know why I never thought of that one.
Let's look at the next slide for just a second. Now this is really important too. Okay. You've got to watch where you borrow, right? And we didn't talk about the minimum trap either, but a little bit. The minimum trap is paying just the minimum on your credit cards, period. Yes. Will get you in big trouble. For example, I got this bill in the mail from Best Buy. I bought something at Best Buy, $436. Okay. If I paid just the minimum payment, it would take me 16 years to pay back that $400. What? Yes, 16 years, and I would have the privilege of giving Best Buy $3,000 of my money instead of $400.
Oh my gosh.
So you got to do that math. You got to take a look. You got to figure out what it takes. Now,
that makes sense.
The next thing on the list is, let's see, pay the minimum amount. If you're just paying minimum amounts, then you got to expect the unexpected.
Sure.
Good point. The unexpected could be that your furnace goes out, your water heater blows up. If you don't have a reserve fund built up,
the doctor, things
well,
like that.
3 to 6 months is a very good guideline in terms of enough cash on hand to cover 3 to 6 months of expenses. Because, Nikki, the unexpected will happen, no doubt about it.
A great tip. So now, of course, all of these things, as I always say to you, a little easier said than done. So what would be your best advice to somebody who's trying to keep the extra money aside for the rainy day and is also trying to save?
Well, it's a really tough thing, but it really does come back to paying yourself first, and we've talked about this before.
Of course.
You've absolutely got to write the first check to yourself, and whether it's $10 or $50 or $100, do what you can. But keep that discipline and keep it tight.
Right, that's the best way. And you know, we also want to talk really quickly a little bit about the fact that we want to cover, we want to cover up to 6 months of minimum expenses. If we're paying off credit cards and we're paying our regular bills, where do we get the reserve? I mean, what would you say? Is it just basically, like you said, getting the handle on that spending?
I think it is just one day at a time, and realize that you're not going to get that reserve overnight. I mean, if you're sitting there right now thinking, oh my gosh, how do I save 6 months of my salary?
Yes.
It is a daunting task. I absolutely agree. But one day at a time, $1 at a time, save the 10%, you make a difference. So let me just add one last thing, and that is this. That if you're in debt now, and if it's really troubling you every day, and there are some folks out there that it eats them up.
Sure.
They're getting the collection calls. It's just ugly, right? Get help. Get help now.
Definitely.
Don't wait, but be careful. There are some very unscrupulous debt services out there that will ask you to pay an upfront fee. The moment you hear upfront fee, walk away from that deal.
Yes.
Get out.
Well, you're somebody that people can turn to because you've actually also created a unique online personal finance program that really helps a lot of people, including millions of students in all 50 states. So for viewers who missed that, tell us where we can find it.
It is at focusonthefuture.tv. And it's on the web, of course, and we just posted our first program last week. It's up now, and our new program will be posted tomorrow or the next day. Fantastic, and we'll look forward to having you back for more help with our debt. Thank you so much, Skip. You betcha. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to have you, as always. And we're not done yet. Personal trainer Karin Van Olst gives us another look at the 20-minute workout that fits into anybody's schedule.